Yo legends! Welcome to Fanfiction Legend. Grab your headphones because today's story is about to hit different. Disclaimer: I do not claim ownership of this story. All rights belong to the original creators. Dragon Ball, Chapter No.18 at the start. Page 1. Dragon Ball, Zidu High School Students Chapter No. 18. Author, Zaya loves writing Reborn into the Dragon Ball world. What to do if you have no ability and no background? The template system will provide the answer. I was so lucky that I drew the legendary man on the first try. The strongest Gogeta in this dimension. And it's beyond the time limit. What? You said it's the cell era now. If my normal combat power is 10 trillion, then you won't explode and many more. Tell me, what's going on with number 21? But it's still acceptable. You will have a sister on the 18th. No, where do these extra 6 universes come from? The tournament of power isn't enough. A cross-time and space competition? The loser will wipe out the universe. But that's okay, I have templates for all of you. Angel KS. Oh, honestly, are you an angel? Otherwise, how can you possess such pure angelic power? Dragon God Salama, are you kidding me? How do you have the power of the dragon god? Omni-King, hey, where did you get the ability to erase things? Text Chapter 1, High School Students in Zidu. 767 ad. Earth. Orange Star City. At the door of an apartment building, a young man about 17 years old slowly walked out. The young man is tall, with an upright posture, deep eyes, and his hair is tangled and standing up, messy but beautiful. There is a tuft of bangs between his eyebrows, which makes him look more handsome. His appearance is surprisingly similar to that of a certain invincible scion. The young man was wearing a rather fashionable casual outfit, with a backpack slung across his waist and an Orange Star High School emblem on his chest. Ash. That's his name. He is a time traveler. Because of good luck in his previous life, he was reincarnated at the age of 20. I thought that after reincarnation, I would still be in the same world, but I didn't expect that when I woke up, I would find myself in a different world. After a few years of living, he realized that he was currently in the Dragon Ball world. Ash is no stranger to Dragon Ball. This was his favorite anime in his previous life. Now I have adapted to this identity and have spent 17 years in peace and stability. In this life, like his previous one, he is still an orphan, but compared to his previous life, his situation is still pretty good. At the age of 5, he awakened the system. The system is called the God-level template system. The system function is also very simple. It can extract the character template given by the system. After binding, you will obtain the template character's abilities, combat power, skills, bloodline, etc. Among the drawn objects, Dragon Ball characters accounted for 90% and other characters accounted for 10%. In other words, if you randomly draw, you are likely to draw some useless templates that will not work. But he was lucky. I picked the invincible man on the first try. Gogeta. Thinking of this, Ash couldn't help but sigh at the power of the novice gift pack. At the same time, templates are divided into main templates and secondary templates. He can carry 2 templates at the same time. The main template is the first one to be bound. Once bound, it cannot be removed unless all percentages are reached. Only then can the next main template be extracted. The secondary template can be bound and removed at any time. To extract the secondary template, you need to reach a 10% percentage of the main template. But this template is usually not very good, and the characters extracted are mostly useless. Can only be used as an auxiliary. Currently he has 2 templates, the primary template Gogeta and the secondary template Jebit. Overall, it's pretty good. Calculating the time, the chapter on androids is very close. It is worth mentioning that he still doesn't recognize the main characters including Sun Wukong. The reason is simple, he doesn't want to show off too early. At least you need to be strong enough before you get in touch with them. But as of now, it's time to go out and have some fun and see the legendary goddess No. 18. Thinking of this, Ash smiled unconsciously. He has read many of the goddess's books. System, open the personal attribute template. As my thoughts came to an end, I heard a mechanically synthesized electronic voice with an ethereal and purifying tone. The attribute template was generated successfully as the sound of the system falls. A blue and white rectangular border suddenly appeared in front of Ash, and then turned into a light curtain that only Ash could see. Host, Ash. Combat power, 10 trillion bloodline, pure-blooded cyan top. Skills, air dance, Kai control, teleport, heal, Kamehameha wave, Gallic cannon, ultimate flash, sun fist, slide punishment main template, Goja super unlock level, 15% subtemplate, Jebbit unlocked. Looking at these incredible attributes, Ash couldn't help laughing. Outrageous. Is this the combat power that should be possessed during the Cell era? At first he thought Goja was from the Z period, but unexpectedly he was from the Super period. He felt invincible. But it can't be too wavy, a little wave is fine. Stability is the path to long-term development. System, do you think I am Goja's illegitimate child? Ash said slowly. Sometimes he really felt that way. Because he looks so much like Goja. With the Goja template, it looks even more like it. It's not just about temperament, appearance, strength, and confidence, it's all like this. Host, don't underestimate yourself. Don't you think you are a combination of Goja and Vegito? The system said lightly. Although I know you are teasing me, I like what you said. Ash smiled. A combination of Goja and Vegito. What kind of monster is that? He can't afford it. But he dares to take responsibility for his appearance. The system did not reply, and Ash did not continue to make herself bored, but slowly looked somewhere. Call out. A breeze blew by, and Ash looked to the right with a calm expression. Ash slowly raised her hand, and a stream of air passed through her fingers. Has it started yet? Cell, Vegeta, and Trunks' anger? Interesting, so today is still a day of skipping classes. I slowly thought that going to school was just a way to socialize. If you want to go, go. If you don't want to go, don't go. Then, Ash's figure slowly floated up, the corners of his clothes swayed in the wind, and a white flame suddenly rose around him. Boom! Immediately afterwards, Ash exploded and flew out, flying straight in one direction. The other side. Nandu Ocean. This is a vast ocean with many small islands. At this moment, there is only one small island left, and all the rest have been destroyed by Cell. Then, countless dull sounds were heard, and two figures in the sky flashed and collided back and forth with extremely powerful force. Every time the two collided, a powerful force was released. Craters were created on the ground and sonic booms roared in the air. Page 2. Boom! There was only a heavy crash. Vegeta's huge fist smashed into Cell's stomach, and the huge force caused the fist to sink deep into its vomit. Cell spat out a mouthful of acid, and his limbs became stiff due to the pain. Aha! Immediately afterwards, Vegeto kicked out again, and his thick calf hit Cell's head. Cell, who had not yet recovered from the previous round of attacks, was struck by lightning again. This time, Cell was caught off guard and the powerful shock wave smashed him to the ground. Boom! In an instant, the sound of Cell hitting the ground caused a huge roar, and a huge crater suddenly appeared. Seeing this scene, Trunks' mouth curled up slightly with a hint of joy. Is this the result of training in the Spirit Time Chamber? Dad's strength is too strong. Cell will never win. No. 18, who was hiding in the dark, was a little bit unbelievable. His handsome brows furrowed, his tone tinged with doubt. That's not right. Vegeta couldn't even beat me last time, but in just one day, he can already beat Cell. Chapter 2, Ash, a passing scion. Despite being hit hard, Cell did not give up and slowly climbed up from the rubble. He looked at Vegeta in disbelief. How come this wild monkey's strength grows so fast? But Cell quickly calmed down and was able to fight again. I can fight back even if it's just a little pain, not to mention that I have genes from so many people, so the advantage is mine. So, Cell immediately became angry and punched Vegeta with clenched fists. Boom. Cell's confident punch was easily blocked by Vegeta, and with the opponent's upturned mouth, Cell was hit hard again in disbelief. Vomit. No, impossible. Your strength is definitely not like this. Are you really Vegeta? Cell held his stomach, stepped back repeatedly, and said to Vegeta with shocked eyes. Hearing this, Vegeta smiled. Then, under everyone's gaze, he slowly raised a thumb and pointed it at himself. With an arrogant look on his face, he grinned and said, I am Super Vegeta. Are you kidding me? Cell was unwilling to accept the fact before him, and flew out again with a roar. Then, bang! Immediately afterwards, the two started a new round of battle. Two figures flashed in the sky, colliding back and forth, with continuous sonic booms, extremely powerful. High in the sky, Krillin held the destructive device and looked down in disbelief. This is terrifying. Is Vegeta already this powerful? After being stunned for a few seconds, Krillin quickly shook his head. No, I still have important things to do. At this time, are you going to eliminate number 18? A voice said slowly. Without giving it much thought, Krillin said without hesitation, yes, we must not let Cell successfully absorb no. 18. I just can't bear to attack a stranger. Ash thought, it seems that Krillin here is not acquainted with no. 18. Patch, no kiss. That's great. After saying this, Krillin suddenly realized what was going on and turned around. Who are you? Krillin's pupils trembled as he looked at the stranger in front of him in disbelief. When did it appear behind him? Appearing silently behind him, this person's strength must be terrifying. Krillin was already shaking. Isn't it going to fail again? Goku, save me. Ash said without hiding her identity. Then he looked at the control device in Krillin's hand and said lightly, Give me the control device you have. I can use it. Krillin was stunned and quickly hid it. No, this is the only way to stop Cell from becoming a perfect form. I can't give it to you. Don't worry, just give me the control device and I can destroy Cell for you. Ash said. Hearing this, Krillin was stunned. Pretending like this. Even Wukong wouldn't dare to make such a boast, right? You appeared out of nowhere. Who gave you the confidence? After looking at Ash, Krillin rejected Ash's proposal. A high school student, who had learned a flying technique from nowhere, was definitely not very strong. Okay then. Ash shrugged, seemingly giving up. Just when Krillin was about to breathe a sigh of relief. Swish! The next moment, the control device disappeared from his hand and appeared in Ash's hand. Thank you. Ash waved her hand and slowly flew down. Watching Ash gradually walk away, Krillin inexplicably felt that something very important had been stripped away from his life. Boom! Vegeta, that's enough. There's no point in us fighting like this. Cell had been getting beaten and finally couldn't help but yelled. Hearing this, Vegeta snorted and mocked. Ugly bastard, you're not going to win and want to surrender, are you? What a coward. You're dirtying my genes. Cell's brows were bulging with veins. This dead monkey's words were so foul. Wait until I become my complete form, then you will be in trouble. Make you kneel down and sing conquer. Humph. This is only my second form. I still have my perfect form. If you dare, you have the ability to make me become the perfect form. Cell said with humiliation. Dad, no, we can't let him become a complete form. Hearing this, Trunks, who had been watching the show, couldn't hold it in anymore and quickly stepped forward and spoke. Cell gave Trunks a fierce look and asked, You're not allowed to talk too much. Vegeta didn't listen to what Trunks said, but asked with interest, Oh? Cell, you said you can become a perfect form. That's great. I allow you to do so. but don't let me beat you up even after you become a perfect form. Cell's eyes lit up. Ha ha ha. Vegeta, I respect you as a man. I will leave you with an intact body later. No. Trunks quickly stopped the other person. Cell quickly looked at Vegeta and signaled with his eyes. Look at your son. Trunks, get out of the way. Vegeta frowned and immediately shouted. No, Dad, I absolutely cannot bear to see you make a mistake. I will destroy Cell, Trunks said firmly. It seems that you, Vegeta, as a father, really have no authority at all. Even your son dares to disobey his words. Cell added fuel to the fire and looked at Vegeta and snorted coldly. Trunks, don't make me do it. Vegeta frowned and shouted through gritted teeth. If you must fight Dad, then come on. Trunks still held onto his faith. He felt that Vegeta should be able to see the big picture. Don't think I'll show mercy, you little brat. Vegeta immediately burst out with energy and rushed towards Trunks. Trunks' pupils shrank. Are you really coming? Not daring to think too much, he quickly burst out his energy to resist the opponent's fierce attack. Both of them are in the second stage of super level status, so at this moment it looks like two tanks fighting. The other side. On the hillside, no. 18 retracted her half-exposed pretty face and let out a long sigh. The tense face relaxed slightly and a smile of surviving a disaster appeared on it. Page 3. Great. They're fighting among themselves. They probably won't come after us. Number 16, we are saved. Number 16 nodded and said, well, let's stay hidden for a while and avoid being discovered. If nothing goes wrong, we can get through this crisis really? At this time, a voice spoke slowly. Ash slowly descended from the air and stood on the mountain right in front of the two of them. He fiddled with the controls, eyeing the two men below him. Is this number 18? After automatically filtering out no. 16, Ash looked at no. 18. Yes, she is even more beautiful than in the anime, with blonde hair, blue eyes, fair and shiny skin, a tall and slim figure, and perfect proportions. It is far more real and perfect than in anime. Who are you? No. 18 opened her red lips slightly, her pretty face showing surprise. She was a little shocked. When did this person appear? Surprisingly, neither she nor no. 16 was aware of it. How long has it been? Why can't they keep up with the version? Just a few days ago, the three of them were kicking Piccolo, beating up Goku, and capturing Vegeta. But today, how come each of them is stronger than the other? An unknown character also appears. I'm Ash, a Saiyan passing through. Ash laughed. Chapter 3, You Can't Touch No. 18 While I'm here. Saiyan? No. 18 was a little confused, and then his mind started to work at high speed. Saiyan? She searched through the database. But there isn't a single Saiyan among them that matches him. Could it be that they are from somewhere else? No. 18 didn't dare to let down his guard. He retreated slightly, leaning against the mountain behind him. Then he continued, So what do you want to do? Nothing. I just heard you say you had survived the crisis, so I wondered if you really had. Ash smiled and weighed the control device in his hand. No. 18 frowned slightly, a hint of nervousness hidden under his cold face. She had a keen sense that the person in front of her had bad intentions. It's probably that thing, right? No. 18 stared at the control device in Ash's hand, thinking that it was exactly the same thing made by Dr. Grow. Pressing this button will cause the bomb hidden in her body to explode, completely destroying her body. She would never survive that. After thinking about it, no. 18 felt a little lost. Was she going to follow in his footsteps before she could rescue her brother? Looking at the silent no. 18, Ash said, Don't look so sad, I can help you. Okay. No. 18 raised his eyes and looked at Ash in confusion. Then, under the gaze of no. 18, Ash crushed the control device. Seeing this, no. 18's eyes lit up, but before she could rejoice, she quickly asked, "You won't kill me? Aren't you afraid that Cell will absorb me and become a perfect form? It's just a small thing. Don't worry, I'm here." Ash laughed. "No." 18's cold face was stunned. What does this mean? They just met. There was no reason for him to risk such a dangerous situation to protect her, right? But she was grateful to Ash for not killing her. So she quickly said, "You should leave quickly. Cell is definitely not someone you can handle. You underestimate me, and Cell is here." Ash said calmly, then looked to the right. "What?" Number 18 was startled and quickly said to Ash, "Run now. If you stay with me, Cell will kill you too." "How kind of you. Are you still thinking about him at this time?" "Indeed. If it weren't for Dr. Bro, perhaps siblings no. 17 and no. 18 would not be so cruel and ruthless. He only wanted to kill Sun Wukong." "Don't worry, I'm strong." Ash looked at No. 18 and smiled. Looking at Ash's confident smile and her determined actions to protect her, No. 18's cold face was faintly flushed. After all, she is just a little girl who has not experienced much of the world. Haven't come into contact with many people. I am even more unfamiliar with matters of the heart. Now she has met someone who is willing to risk his own life to protect her. No. 18 felt a little more touched. My heart, which had been silent for a long time, suddenly began to beat violently. Yes, she still thinks that Ash cannot beat Cell. Ash didn't know that No. 18 had already imagined so much. If he knew what No. 18 was thinking, then I have to take Cell and train with him for a few days. Suddenly, a white light appeared in the sky and a huge shock wave condensed from Cell's hands. Number 18, come out here honestly. Then, with his loud roar, he threw it fiercely towards the island below where Ash and others were. Boom! Oh no! Number 18, Ash, gather together quickly. No. 16 said quickly, ready to give it a try and withstand the shock wave. The shock wave projected by the second-level form of Cell was far beyond their ability to withstand. Hearing this, No. 18 said, "Yeah." As he spoke, No. 18 quickly looked at Ash. "Ash, come to my side. I'll release the protective barrier." "It's not necessary," Ash said calmly, then raised her hand and condensed a powerful azure energy, which she suddenly released under the gaze of the two. It crashed straight into the energy wave condensed by Cell in the sky soon. Boom! The two energies collided in just a moment, followed by, under everyone's gaze. The two energies suddenly expanded when they collided, and the heat emitted broke the critical point. Then it started to explode violently. Offset, and it was just a casual strike. The people present looked solemn. No. 16 looked at Ash deeply. He was definitely no match for this man. Strong, very strong. He thought so from the moment he couldn't figure out this person's depth. This further confirms this idea. No. 18 stared at Ash blankly. He didn't lie to me. Great, there is help high altitude. Cell narrowed his eyes slightly. This aura was so strange. He was sure that it was definitely not the anger of No. 16 or No. 18. So, who does it belong to? Son Goku? Or Son Gohan? No, neither. Cell's eyes were vicious. No matter who he is, if he dares to disturb me from becoming a perfect form, I will kill him. Thinking of this, his figure suddenly shot out. It fell from the sky at a high speed and rushed towards Ash and others. The seaside is not far away. Trunks and Vegeta, who were fighting, stopped waving their fists at the same time. What is this energy? Trunks looked towards the island with a serious look. Although it only appeared for a moment, I could feel it. It's so strong. Vegeta also frowned and looked unhappy. He didn't recognize this energy either. Tusk, who cares who he is? We'll find out after we beat him. Vegeta thought for a moment and said with a cold snort, Page 4. Immediately, a layer of golden flames rose from his body, and he suddenly flew towards the island. Call out, "Dad, wait." Trunks also planned to discuss countermeasures. They don't know each other's background, and they don't know whether they are good or bad. But Vegeta had already rushed forward, and he could only hurry to catch up. In this moment, Cell has already arrived in front of Ash and the others. They looked at each other. Confrontation. Cell looked at No. 18 hiding behind Ash, his eyes revealing greed without any concealment. As long as he absorbs No. 18, he can advance to the complete form. As long as he absorbed No. 18, he could repay the humiliation that Vegeta had just brought upon him. As long as he absorbs number 18, he will be invincible. Thinking of this, Cell became more and more excited, and his eyes looked at No. 18 more and more excitedly. No. 18 shuddered all over when he was stared at by Cell. My whole body felt a little cold. This Cell was too disgusting. It must not be absorbed by him. Out of fear, No. 18's fair little hand couldn't help but grab the corner of Ash's clothes. His body couldn't help but lean forward slightly. Even she herself didn't notice it. However, at this moment, a blue light suddenly appeared, and then a seemingly ordinary energy wave hit Cell. The speed was so fast that no one present noticed it. This move came too suddenly and too quickly, leaving Cell defenseless. But to be precise, he couldn't catch it even if he was prepared. Boom. Subsequently, boom. The small energy bomb carries terrifying power. The moment it touched Cell, a huge explosion occurred. In an instant, thick smoke rose up. Smoke filled the air. Gravel splashed. The earth was torn apart. Wait until the smoke slowly dissipates. At this moment, Cell was in a very miserable state, standing with half a foot. Look from afar. At this moment, he only had half of his body, half of his legs, and half of his face left. He was also spitting blood and looked ferocious. Cell was crumbling like a dead tree. Ash's expression was indifferent, and this was because he was holding back. Cell, you can't touch No. 18 while I'm here. Chapter 4. Gogeta's progress increased by 15%. An incredible change. Cell wailed. His face was grimacing with pain. It turns out that 10 trillion combat power is still too much. At least for the Cell arc, he is already invincible. Ash looked slightly puzzled. He also didn't expect that his casual energy wave could beat Cell like this. Even he had to sigh at the power of the Gogeta template. Aside, numbers 18 and 16 gasped. He looked at Ash in shock. Too strong. Such strength is completely not on the same level as theirs. They had thought that Vegeta was invincible just now. I didn't expect there was someone braver than him. No. 18's eyes flickered as he stared at Ash. Whoosh, whoosh. At this time, 2 blazing golden flames descended from the sky. Next moment, Vegeta and Trunks gradually arrived, standing not far to the side of Ash and others. Vegeta frowned. He saw Cell's miserable condition at the moment. Looking at Ash, Vegeta looked puzzled, then asked, "Hey, who are you?" The opponent was able to beat Cell like this. The strength is definitely not simple. It's okay if it's not enough. He can do it too. But the strange thing is, he had no impression of such a powerful person. Trunks also looked at Ash. So strange. There will be no such person in the future. Trunks frowned slightly and muttered to himself, "It seems that this time and space have changed." He should have thought of this earlier. After all, it was because of him that Uncle Goku avoided a heart attack. Come back alive. But the other party is standing on the side of No. 18, so he is probably not on their side. This is going to be difficult. But fortunately, my dad and I can each fight one. That's right, both father and son were confident that they could handle it. On the other hand, The corners of Ash's mouth curled up, unable to hide her joy. He was attracted by the sound of the system. Ding! Host contact with Vegeta detected. Gogeta template progress increased by 15%. What the hell? So much. Ash thought to herself that this was outrageous. What a hard life he has lived through all these years. If I had known that I could gain so much unlocking progress by contacting Vegeta, why would he risk his life to train his fighting ability? Open the personal attributes panel. Immediately, Ash said lightly in her heart. Host, Ash. Combat power, 500 trillion. Bloodline, pure-blooded Saiyan top. Skills, Air Dance, Kai Control, Kamehameha Wave, Final Flash, Kai-I, Clone, Comet Impact, Final Kamehameha Wave Main Template, Goja Super unlocked 30% sub-template. Jebit unlocked. Not only has the combat power increased from the original 10 megabytes to the current 500 megabytes. A few more skills. Clone, Kihayan and so on. He remembered that these were skills that only GT Goja could possess. But this is not the most eye-catching thing. Instead, finally, the Kamehameha wave is here. This wave is so cool. While Ash was communicating with the system, she did not act like a fool in reality. Instead, he looked at Vegeta calmly and said, Page 5. Ash. He was originally quite disgusted with Vegeta's questioning just now. A condescending look. But now, because of Vegeta, he has added 15% to the unlocking progress. The way he looked at Vegeta became much kinder. Vegeta repeated it with a frown on his face. He looked at Ash and felt an inexplicable sense of familiarity. So he asked again, Are you a Saiyan? As the Prince of the Saiyans, he is very familiar with the Saiyans. The guy in front of me is called Ash. Like a Saiyan. And as Vegeta said this, everyone present was shocked. Trunks asked in surprise, Saiyan? As he spoke, he couldn't help but look at Ash again and again, followed by, it was like an epiphany for him. This aura is indeed like that of a Saiyan, so similar to them. Number 16 and number 18 beside Ash were also surprised. Number 18 looked puzzled. There's no Ash in Dr. Jiro's database. Although she hated Dr. Grow very much, she still highly recognized his achievements in the field of science. No one, including Sun Wukong, could escape Dr. Jiro's records. How did Ash dodge it? In response to Vegeta's question, Ash nodded and said, Yes. Hear the words. Vegeta frowned. That's not right. Impossible. There are no Saiyans left alive except Kakarot and me. As if he had thought of something, he smiled and said, Since you said you are a Saiyan, then you must become a Super Saiyan, right? He didn't quite believe that Ash was a Saiyan. But I have to admit that Ash's aura is very consistent with that of a Saiyan. Instead of being so entangled, wouldn't it be possible to just let the other party become a Super Saiyan and solve the problem? Can. Ash nodded and said, Well then, you turn into a Saiyan and fight me, Super Vegeta. Vegeta laughed. He couldn't wait to fight the man in front of him. The words fell. Before Ash could reply, Trunks spoke anxiously. Dad, don't mess around. We should eliminate Cell first. Hear the words. Vegeta frowned and shouted coldly, Trunks, what are you afraid of? You have been trying to stop me since just now. A fellow like Cell can't beat me even with just one hand. But get out of here. You're so dilatory. You don't have any princely spirit at all. Vegeta snorted. Immediately, he looked at Ash. Come on, transform into your strongest form and fight me. At this time, an out-of-place voice came. The voice was filled with anger. Hateful, you guys don't take me seriously enough. Everyone heard the sound and looked around. It seemed that Cell had recovered at some point using Piccolo's ability, but his breath was obviously much weaker. Even so, he still felt greatly insulted. Obviously, he is the biggest boss. But here, no one takes him seriously. Vegeta, You promised to help me absorb number 18. Cell looked at Gogeta and said. These words seemed to be a plea, but Cell had no other choice. Just absorb no. 18. He becomes invincible. Then we'll settle accounts one by one, especially that bastard. Cell looked at Ash fiercely, but was startled by the other's indifferent look. He quickly looked away. This guy is so calm. And there was no warning when he attacked, so we could only endure it. Hear the words. Vegeta nodded, his expression arrogant. That's right. It's just right that you can join him after you absorb number 18. Hear this. Trunks frowned, his brows twisted into a frown. He could see that Ash was very mysterious and quite powerful. I don't know the details yet. Not to mention the complete form of Cell and Ash coming together. What on earth is Dad thinking? Okay, Vegeta, I respect you as a man, so help me hold that guy back. Cell's eyes lit up and he pointed at Ash and said, P.S. Thank you for the money and votes. Exclamation, 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 exclamation. Chapter 5. Shattering Cell's dream of invincibility with one punch. Vegeta nodded and crossed his arms. But he didn't make a move. Instead, he planned to wait and see from the side. And Cell's voice fell. His aura was no longer suppressed, and it all burst out. In an instant, a layer of golden flame rose from Cell's body, extremely majestic. Cell pushed the ground hard with his right foot. Boom! In an instant, the earth suddenly cracked. By this force, Cell's figure shot out and flew towards No. 18. Since Vegeta agreed to help him hold back Ash, then he just has to charge forward. See this scene. No. 18 turned pale and quickly leaned against Ash, holding Ash's arms tightly with both hands. A breeze blew and the scent of a young girl filled my nose. A soft touch came from my arm. Great. Very soft. Ash's lips curled up slightly. And this moment, Cell had a huge aura, and while flying at high speed, he was secretly gathering all the energy in his body. Gather towards the right fist. Take the move. Cell flew in front of Ash, hung upside down, and punched out with clenched fists. Facing this extremely fast and powerful punch, Ash's expression remained unchanged, calm and composed. Not a single movement. Don't dodge. Do not resist. Page 6. Cell looked sarcastic. What an arrogant boy. What can you use to block this punch? However, just when his fist was about to touch Ash, a strong storm suddenly swept through. Boom! All I heard was a huge roar. It was a sonic boom. Ash's fist pierced Cell's entire chest. Simultaneously, the powerful fist wind swept Cell backwards and slammed him hard into a mountain. The moment of collision, the mountain collapsed in an instant, completely submerging Cell. Saw the scene. Vegeta, who was watching from far away on the mountain, could no longer sit still. His pupils contracted violently, and he spoke slowly, his tone incredulous. This speed, I didn't even see it clearly. And he knocked Cell away in an instant. Vegeta felt like he had seen a ghost. What is happening? The other party said he was a Saiyan, so why didn't he transform into a Super Saiyan? Is it possible to be this powerful without becoming a Super Saiyan? Vegeta looked solemn. Aha! Cell lifted the rubble that was pressing on him. He stood up with difficulty and looked at Ash with fear in his eyes this moment. Again and again and again. He got it. The other party's strength is completely on a different level than his monster. The person in front of me must be a monster. Cell firmly believed it. Cell looked panicked, his voice trembling. Who are you? Ash. Just a passing Saiyan. Ash smiled. Saiyan? No, impossible. You don't even exist in the data collected by Dr. Chiro. Where did you come from? Cell was almost insane. He was just one step away from absorbing No. 18 and advancing to the complete form. But such a person appeared and hindered his plan. Hateful. Cell looked annoyed. He loves to see fear in people and to be in control. But now, things were completely beyond his expectations. Because of the person in front of me. Vegeta, you promised to help me advance to the perfect form. Then go and stop that monster. Cell shouted to Vegeta. Vegeta snorted coldly. Are you giving me orders? HMPH, ugly bastard, just wait. Done. Vegeta looked at Ash and said, I believe you're a Saiyan nonsense. With such strong strength, that bag must be from a Saiyan. Ash didn't respond, looking at Vegeta. Wait for the other person to continue talking. Ash, right? What do you think of this? First, let Cell absorb No. 18 and advance to the perfect form. Then I will kill his complete form. Finally, let's have another battle between the strongest and the strongest. Vegeta laughed. He thought the proposal was great. When Kakarot comes out of the spirit time chamber, he will definitely be shocked. Hear the words. Ash frowned slightly. Why don't you give Bulma to Cell to absorb? How can you say such a thing? Vegeta was stunned, then became angry. Can it be the same? Ash asked. Why is it different? Vegeta snorted coldly. Humph, it's just different. Bulma will never let Cell absorb it, and I can't just sit back and do nothing. Ash said calmly. Yeah, you know that too. If Cell wants to absorb No. 18, I can't just sit there and do nothing, right? Having said that, Vegeta is not a brainless person. I understood the meaning of Ash's words. The other party compared him to his wife Bulma. The meaning is very clear. Vegeta frowned slightly, thought for a moment and said, okay, then forget about Cell. I won't get involved in Cell's affairs, but you must fight me afterwards. He wanted to fight the Saiyan more than Cell, the half-baked one. So after making a decision, he decisively backstabbed Cell. Hear the words. Ash nodded, okay. Hearing the other party's response, Vegeta's mouth corners rose slightly, and then he crossed his arms across his chest and stopped making any attacking gestures. Everyone present was stunned. Why were things so tense just now? Are we reconciled now? Trunks was very confused. He didn't understand why his father suddenly gave up the idea of letting Cell become a perfect form. But he was very happy. Because this is perfect, we can get rid of Cell at the same time. Thinking of this, Trunks looked at Ash with a much calmer look in his eyes. I thought it was the enemy camp. I didn't expect that we could communicate. But once these people had reached an agreement, Cell felt uncomfortable. Cell's face turned ashen and looked extremely ugly. He looked at Vegeta angrily. Vegeta, you little bastard, how could you be so treacherous to such an extent? Humph, Cell, you don't think you have the right to negotiate with me, do you? You are nothing but a clown at the mercy of others. Vegeta crossed his arms and snorted hateful. Cell gritted his teeth, clenched his fists, and veins bulged. Blame him. Ash. If it weren't for him, I would have fulfilled my wish long ago. How many years did he lie dormant in order to achieve his full form? Who understands? But now that things have come to this, we can only retreat. Without thinking, Cell took a step back, intending to run away immediately. Everyone saw Cell's intention. Number 18 pulled Ashley, her cold face pleading, Ashley, can you save my brother? Ash's expression remained unchanged. Sure. Hear the words. No. 18 was suddenly delighted and was about to thank her when he heard Ash ask. So how are you going to thank me? Hey? Page 7. No. 18 was stunned for a moment, then raised his eyes and looked into Ash's eyes. This look is so strange. It's like watching prey. Feeling a little shy when being stared at. No. 18 quickly lowered his head. It seems like I don't have anything worthwhile to repay the other party. After thinking for a while, No. 18 looked up and said, as long as you save my brother, I can promise you anything. After saying that, a blush instantly appeared on No. 18's face. Ash smiled and said, you said it, you can't go back on your word. Well, I won't regret it. Number 18 nodded firmly. P.S. Please give me some money. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Chapter 6. I hope you can be nicer to my sister. No. 18. Subsequently, I saw Ash's figure disappear from the spot. Only an afterimage was left. When he appeared again, he had already arrived in front of Cell. Where do you want to go? Ash looked at Cell and said calmly, What? So fast? Cell looked shocked. Suddenly appeared in front of him without any warning. What's the difference between this and a ghost? What do you want? Cell stepped back, his body trembling, and spoke in a trembling voice. 2 punches from Ash. All of this made him deeply aware of his own insignificance. He had to be afraid. Is this how the dream of invincibility is shattered with 2 punches? Nonsense, of course I'll kill you. After Ash finished speaking, she slid out quickly. Slide punishment. Then, seeing only the next moment, Ash appeared and flew over Cell's head and kicked Cell twice in the head with his knees. Only 2 dull sounds were heard. Cell's face shrank from the impact. His body couldn't stop retreating. Ash flashed again and appeared behind Cell. Boom! Another punch hit Cell's waist and sank deep into it. Vomit. How is it possible? Cell's pupils widened and he suddenly spat out a mouthful of sour water. His spine was shattered. Before he could stop, Ash kicked him away, then reached a high altitude in advance, clasped her hands together and slammed Cell to the ground. Boom! After this series of punches, Cell could no longer withstand it. An uncontrollable feeling of nausea swept over my body. Vomit. Cell's pupils shrank and his sausage mouth was stretched open. A white sticky liquid, along with a human figure, suddenly spewed out of his mouth. Number 17. After spitting out No. 17, Cell's aura plummeted unprecedentedly. The body shape also changed into the first form. At this moment, I'm afraid everyone present can beat him. Seeing that No. 17 had been taken out, Ash no longer planned to hold back. He placed his hands on his waist, forming a calyx shape, and whispered, Kamehameha. Boom! Exclamation. No, don't. I beg for mercy, don't kill me. Looking at the approaching Kamehameha wave, Cell looked terrified. But soon, with the collision of Kamehameha waves, his voice gradually faded away, and his figure also began to disappear and dissipate. Not far away. So strong. Krillin looked terrified. He was extremely shocked after watching the entire battle. There is no skill at all, it's all numerical crushing. This person's fighting ability is terrifying. Klin patted his chest, feeling lucky that he had not been attacked by the other party. And aside, Trunks was equally shocked. Ash is too strong, and the opponent is just normal. He didn't forget that the other party was a Saiyan. Cannot imagine. If Ash becomes a Super Saiyan, how powerful she would be. Vegeta slowly recovered from his shock, took a deep breath and said, I must fight him. Trunks was stunned for a moment, then quickly advised, Dad, let's just say goodbye, okay? I'm afraid we can't deal with Ash. Vegeta snorted coldly, You little brat, you don't have any Saiyan blood at all, so what if you're strong? My Super Vegeta may not be a match for me. After saying that, Vegeta flew towards Ash. Trunks was left alone in silence. Come to Ash. After dealing with Cell, Ash was not idle either and walked towards No. 17. Number 17. No. 18 shook No. 17, who was lying unconscious on the ground with both hands, his tone anxious. Ash, is he okay? It's okay, he just fainted, he will be fine after treatment. Ash said. As he spoke, he stretched out a hand and pointed at number 17, followed by, under the gaze of No. 18, a warm green healing light emanated from his palms. Just a few seconds. No. 17 opened his eyes and sat up with one hand on the ground. He looked around in confusion. Great. Thank you, Ash. No. 18 stepped forward and hugged Ash, expressing his gratitude. Hey? No. 17 was startled and quickly looked at Ash. Who is this? Well known. Men and women are not intimate with each other, but couples can. So, this person is brother-in-law? Aiko. What exactly happened during the time I was absorbed? How come I suddenly have a brother-in-law? No. 17 was shocked, but he respected his sister's choice. Hello, you are? Hello, I'm Ashley. Page 8. Ash laughed. Oh tilde, I hope you can be nicer to my sister. No, 17 said seriously. Yeah, I will. Ash nodded. No. 17 then raised the corners of his mouth and smiled. Damn it, what the hell are you two talking about? No. 18's pretty face flushed and she said in embarrassment. Number 17, I was so worried about you. How dare you, a heartless fellow, betray me like this? Number 17 was shocked and quickly stood up and flew away. What did I do wrong? Number 18 followed closely, stopped talking. After the two men walked away, Ash looked at Gogeta. Gogeta crossed his arms and looked at Ash quietly. Do you really want to fight me? Ash confirmed again. Humph, of course. Use all your strength, or I won't let you go. Gogeta snorted and said. Full force. Ash looked strange. His full strength? Interesting, it is good. Ash's expression hardened and she clenched her fists tightly. A low roar came from his throat. Vegeta's expression became serious and he carefully felt the other person's breath. Call out. A layer of golden ripples slowly emerged at Ash's feet, and as her aura grew, it gradually transformed into rising flames. Shhhhhh. The golden flames shot up into the sky, reaching the clouds, which was extremely spectacular. Ash's hair and eyebrows were also instantly covered with a layer of gold, a golden brilliance. His eyes became sharper at this moment. An invisible aura slowly spread out, filled with strength and confidence. Are you kidding me? Vegeta's pupils shrank and he couldn't speak clearly. Incredible. This energy was like a vast ocean, and he was like a small boat in it. You can overturn it and swallow it at any time. Powerful. So strong. The other side. Trunks and Krillin, who were watching the battle, were so shocked that they couldn't speak. Krillin murmured, too strong. I don't think Goku would be a match for him, right? This Ash, where on earth did this monster come from? Trunks nodded, his expression serious. Yeah, he's really strong. His Kai burst alone can take my breath away. I just hope he's not a bad guy. P.S. Thank you Kong for the monthly ticket. Please give me some votes. Chapter 7. Sun Wukong rushes over. Full power explanation. Just when the two were shocked. Swish. Just heard a voice. Yo, Krillin and Trunks are here. This sound startled the two of them, and they quickly turned around to look. I saw it behind the two of them. There were 3 figures standing there. Goku, Gohan, and Piccolo. You guys came out of the spirit time room? Krillin and Trunks looked delighted and hurried forward. Yeah, I just came out not long ago. Sun Wukong laughed. Ha ha ha, we just came out and learned about the situation here. I was so shocked that I hurriedly changed into a dance uniform and came here. Done. Sun Wukong took a step forward and looked at the location of Ash and Vegeta with a serious expression. By the way, who is that person fighting Vegeta right now? I heard from Piccolo that he defeated Cell, but we only know the general situation and don't know his identity yet. Sun Wukong asked doubtfully. Piccolo and Son Gohan were also very confused. Krillin and Trunks exchanged a glance. Subsequently, Krillin stepped forward and said, I'll probably tell you what I know. Subsequently, Plin briefly summarized everything that had just happened. After hearing this, the 3 of them suddenly realized. Sun Wukong looked a little excited. So, Cell's death will bring out a more powerful person? Still a cyan Ash. Hey, Goku. Krillin was speechless and interrupted. You're such a careless guy. That guy called Ash is so powerful and you're just relaxing like that? Yes, Uncle Wukong, we are worried that he is an enemy, Trunks also said quickly. Hear the words. Sun Wukong still showed no worried expression, but smiled. You think too much. He rubbed his hands excitedly and said, Ash is definitely a pure martial artist. I can't help but want to fight him. The words fell. Everyone looked at each other. How did this guy get the idea that Ash is a pure dancer? Okay, don't think too much. Since the other party is able to negotiate and exchange ideas, it proves that he is not the kind of person who is unreasonable. We don't have to assume an enemy, Piccolo said calmly. Ash can spar with Vegeta instead of a life-and-death battle. It proves that the other party is capable of negotiation and can be won over. Picker is right. Sun Wukong laughed. And I think he and I are similar, and we'll definitely benefit a lot from interacting with each other. Come on, get closer. I want to see if Vegeta has improved since coming out of the spirit time chamber. After saying that, he slowly floated up and flew towards Ash and Vegeta. Seeing this, everyone hurried to follow. And the other side. Number 17, who was being chased and beaten by number 18, suddenly stopped, looking in the direction of Ash. His eyes widened. His pupils were filled with shock. Next moment, he gasped. Page 9. I go. The voice was filled with disbelief. Is my brother-in-law a little bit against the will of heaven? I finally understand why I'm still alive and well. Cell should have been killed by him. Still dazed. Take my punch, no. 17. At this time, no. 18 was gradually approaching. Not daring to think too much, no. 17 quickly flew away, shouting, Sister, aren't you reaching too high? Ash is so strong, are you worthy of her? What nonsense are you talking about, you little bastard? I don't deserve your say. No, 18 said angrily. Back to Ash. Vegeta came back to his senses from the shock and looked at Ash with serious eyes. But he was not afraid of fighting. Instead, he clenched his fists and roared. Next moment, his body gradually grew stronger and his muscles swelled. This is his strongest form yet, commonly known as Super Vegeta. Ash's expression remained unchanged. He naturally knew this form. This is the second stage of Super Saiyan 1 in the original work. This form has both advantages and disadvantages. But overall, the disadvantages outweigh the advantages. The reason is simple. This form indeed gained power far beyond Super 1. But while gaining power, I also lost the most important thing. Speed. What if you have all the strength but can't hit anyone? If you encounter something fast, you won't explode. Moreover, this form consumes a lot of physical strength. The battery life is not good. Therefore, in the original work, the developed Sun Wukong discarded it immediately, moving towards more comprehensive full power. It must be said that Sun Wukong's martial arts talent is really strong. This is my strongest form, take it. Vegeta gritted his teeth. Subsequently, his figure suddenly shot out. Come towards Ash. Then, in a blink of an eye, a fierce battle began. But Ash didn't fight back, but dodged easily. On the mountain, Sun Wukong, who was watching, shook his head. Krillin asked confusedly, What's wrong, Goku? Vegeta's form has too many drawbacks. He will never be able to touch Ash. Sun Wukong said slowly. What do you mean, Goku? Sacrifice speed for power. Sun Wukong said calmly. Hear the words. Everyone suddenly understood. It turned out to be the case. Trunks was left alone in silence. The form he was proud of was denied by Uncle Goku. Hateful asshole, you look down on me? Vegeta frowned, looking grim. In anger, he waved his fists even more wildly. Not really. Do you know why you can't hit me? Ash said lightly as she backed away. What? Vegeta gritted his teeth. First, there's a huge disparity in strength. Second, you're too slow. AI's eye replied. Tusk, of course I know it's slow, but it's also very powerful. Vegeta snorted. It's useless, the energy will be used up quickly, Ash said calmly. Then, his figure flew high. He looked at Vegeta and smiled. Do you want to become Super 1 full power? Super Saiyan 1 full power? Vegeta frowned slightly, puzzled. Didn't you notice? You're extremely belligerent right now, your coordination is extremely poor, and your breathing is extremely unstable. Not only can you not display the speed and strength that a Super 1 should have, you also lack any combat strategy at all, Ash said. Vegeta gritted his teeth, his face slightly ashamed, and then snorted coldly. Cut. He certainly knows his current situation, but it was stated so bluntly. I still feel a loss of self-respect. P.S. Please give me some money. This is the greatest support for young authors. Thank you very much. Exclamation. Chapter 8. Killing Vegeta in one move. A mysterious female voice. The other side. Sun Wukong listened to the battle report from Piccolo and nodded repeatedly. My eyes light up again and again. You're so right. So that's Super Saiyan 1 at full power? I was just worried about what to name it. On the side. Krillin was startled. Huh? Goku, what do you mean? You've mastered Super Saiyan 1 full power? Hear the words. Sun Wukong scratched his head and smiled. No, I'm only close. I'm still maintaining Super Saiyan 1 form, and I'm still figuring it out. Son Gohan looked at his father in confusion. Haven't you already mastered it? I remember being in the Spirit Time House a few months ago. My father has already discovered this problem. Now he is at full power. I don't believe that Dad hasn't achieved it yet. Still too modest. Trunks on the side suffered another blow. Is this the gap? He is quite proud of it, and seems like a real clown. Back to Ash. After some teaching from Ash, Vegeta suddenly understood. Page 10. But the battle is not over yet. Next, I will use all my strength. Vegeta smiled with the corners of his mouth slightly raised. He was confident that this trick would definitely take some effort on Ash. Oh, then come on. Ash laughed. Hear the words. Vegeta took a deep breath. He suddenly opened his hands and shouted, finally A golden light condensed from his hands, and tremendous energy gathered flash. Next moment, Vegeta suddenly unleashed the final flash in his hand. Boom! The mighty column of energy roared towards Ash with overwhelming force, seemingly intending to destroy everything in its path. Ash's expression remained unchanged, calm. The moment she was about to touch him, Ash took action. He slapped the back of his hand towards the huge energy coming towards him. Boom! Followed by, under the shocked gaze of everyone, Vegeta's full-strength attack. Ash easily bounced him away, threw him out of the earth, and flowed into the starry sky, slowly turned into a ray of starlight and slowly dissipated. Vegeta looked extremely ugly. Are you going to just follow it so casually? Sun Wukong's expression was solemn, so strong. If it were me, I wouldn't dare to take Vegeta's full-strength attack so easily. This guy just slapped it away. Krillin's side. They're all monsters, but this one is the monster among monsters. Ash looked at Vegeta in the sky and said calmly, it's over. Subsequently, his figure disappeared from the spot, leaving only a shadow. Next moment, his figure appeared behind and above Vegeta, and he made a fist with his right hand to gather some strength. It hit Vegeta on the neck. The other party hasn't reacted yet. Boom! Only a dull sound was heard. Vegeta's eyes widened as an indescribable feeling washed over him. Does it hurt? It doesn't hurt. I fainted in an instant. Where does the pain come from? Just. He was completely confused. When did the other party come behind him? But he hated it even more. He couldn't even take a single blow soon. His breath dropped to the lowest point and his hair turned black. The body slowly fell from the air. Father. Trunks quickly flew out. Catch Gogeta. After the discussion, Sun Wukong and his companions hurried forward. Sun Wukong smiled and said, "Hello, I'm Sun Wukong." Piccolo crossed his arms and said calmly, "Piccolo." Sun Gohan was very polite. "Hello, I'm Sun Gohan. Please give me your guidance." Klin scratched his bald head. "I'm Klin. Haha, we've met before." Everyone revealed their identities to Ash one by one. Feel the kindness radiating from everyone. Ash also smiled and said, "Hello, I'm Ash from Zidu." Simultaneously, ding! The host has been detected in contact with the protagonist Sun Wukong. The progress of unlocking the Gogeta template has increased by 15%. Ash's expression remained unchanged, but the corners of her mouth rose slightly. "Hey, are you in Zidu? You live in the same city as Bulma." "That's great. Can I spar with you?" Sun Wukong's eyes lit up. "Of course." Ash nodded. "Hee hee. You're so strong. You defeated Vegeta so easily." Sun Wukong praised without reservation. "Okay." Ash smiled. Sun Wukong seemed to have thought of something and suddenly said seriously, "Correct. I haven't thanked you yet. Thank you for helping us eliminate Cell. Honestly, this wasn't your responsibility. But I was training in the Spirit Time House at the time and missed this opportunity. Sorry to bother you." "It doesn't matter. I have always lived on Earth. It is my duty to destroy Cell." Ash said. "What?" Everyone was shocked. Ash asked in confusion, "What's wrong? Have you actually been living on Earth all this time? We didn't even feel your presence before." Krillin exclaimed, "Yeah, that's how it should be. You are so strong. As long as you show your aura, we can all feel it." Sun Wukong said doubtfully, "I prefer quiet." Ash made it up casually. "He can't say that he is afraid of dying in vain, right?" Everyone suddenly realized. "Okay then. But we know each other now." Krillin smiled and said, "By the way, Ash, do you want to participate in the next World's One martial arts tournament?" Sun Wukong seemed to remember something and asked hurriedly. "Okay. One?" Ash asked. Regarding the world's #1 martial arts tournament, Ash is still quite interested. This is one of the most exciting scenes in the previous anime. Only with the world's #1 martial arts tournament can there be subsequent masters from all walks of life. Next May, Sun Wukong laughed. "I will come," Ash said calmly. "Great. I'll come find you then." Page 11. "Then we'll leave first." Sun Wukong waved his hand and prepared to leave. Since the matter was actually resolved, there was no need for him to linger. Subsequently, under his leadership, all the Z fighters left together in Sidu, watching the backs of the people gradually walking away. Ash didn't linger and flew away slowly. But no one knows. Inside a rocky peak 1 kilometer away, a mayfly robot about 2 nanometers in diameter recorded everything. Combat data has been collected. Target person, Ash. Assessing strength, unlimited. Gene acquisition, unsuccessful. Danger level, 10 stars cut. Where did this monster come from? A clear female voice came from the robot. Western capital. Inside the apartment. After washing up, Ash lay down on the bed. Close your eyes and take a nap. I do not know how long it has been. Bang bang. Sudden. There were several dull knocks on the apartment door. The corners of Ash's mouth rose slightly, coming. After opening the door, Ashley saw a tall girl with a cold face standing in front of her. 18 number. "No. 18, it's so late. What's wrong?" Ash laughed. At the same time, he stepped aside and motioned No. 18 to come in. "No." 18 pinched the corner of his clothes tightly and walked in slowly. Nothing, I just wanted to keep my promise. No, 18 whispered softly. Keep your head down. Ash couldn't see no. 18's expression at the moment. Sit down first. I'll get you a glass of water. Ah. Subsequently, Ash comforted no. 18 on the sofa and went to pour water. After Ash walked away. Only then did no. 18 dare to look up can be seen. At this moment, no. 18's pretty face had a hint of blush shame. What on earth is she doing? I walked to Ash's house in a daze. Ah. Definitely lost her short golden hair reflected a dazzling luster under the light. It also adds a touch of coldness and noble temperament to her, which cannot be touched. No. 18 took off the outfit he was wearing for today's battle. Instead, he listened to his younger brother. She changed into a simple and plain white long gown and white short skirt. This outfit perfectly outlines her bright headlights, slender waist, and long white legs. At this moment, she looks like she has the temperament of a young girl, youthful and beautiful, quiet and warm. But because her cold face was stained with a layer of blush and shyness, she looked extremely contrasting. No. 18 looked around Ash's room with curiosity. The furniture is neatly arranged, the layout is simple and warm, and there is no obvious dust. It seems that Ash likes cleanliness very much. At this time, Ash came over with 2 glasses of water. No. 18 quickly stood up and took the water handed to him. Take a sip. Then she looked at Ash seriously. Ash, I'm here to keep my promise today. Chapter 9, Set Sail. Ash, you saved me and my brother. I promised to do anything for you. No. 18 had a cold expression and spoke in a calm tone. But her slightly trembling body showed that she was not nervous really. Ash laughed real. Then you come with me. Ash stood up and slowly walked towards the second floor. See this? No. 18's heart tightened and his face flushed. Is it still coming? But didn't think much about it. She also quickly stood up. Lower your head and follow Ash closely unconsciously. Already reached the bedroom. Ash paused. Boom. With a bang, no. 18's soft body hit Ash's back. After recovering from the shock, number 18 quickly stepped back and said hastily, I'm sorry. How could she walk so absent-mindedly? Fine. Ash smiled, walked to the bed and sat down. He patted the empty seat next to him and motioned for him to come and sit down. Seeing this, no. 18 walked over nervously. Sit down slowly. Don't be nervous, relax. Ash patted no. 18 gently and said, How are you going to repay me? Hear the words. No. 18 was stunned. Why did you throw the question to her again? I do not know. No. 18 whispered, shaking his head slightly. Do you like me? Ash suddenly asked. As soon as these words came out. No. 18's pretty face suddenly turned red, and she was a little panicked. Well, I dislike. Ash pursues the victory. No. No. 18 answered quickly. His tone was anxious. Page 12. Panic. Like a frightened rabbit. So you like it? Ash laughed. No. 18's expression changed slightly, and he responded softly. Charge. Ash pinched no. 18's chin and made him look at her. I like you too. The words fell. No. 18 looked like a steam princess, with an unusually flushed face. He likes me too? When the atmosphere reaches this point, most people's emotions will suppress their rationality. Ash printed it without any hesitation. It tastes as warm as jade with a light fragrance. Well, no. 18's pupils shrank slightly and his eyes widened. After a long time, the two slowly separated. No. 18 was a little out of breath and she was a little overwhelmed. Call number 18 pushed Ashley away and angrily asked, Ashley, have you ever kissed someone else? Ash gently caressed her face and looked into her eyes. No. Number 18 looked doubtful. Really? Ash nodded slightly. It felt good, smooth as jade. No. 18 looked at Ash without saying anything. In her eyes, Ash saw his own reflection. All the other person sees is himself. Ash felt that no. 18 was constantly provoking her. May I? No. 18 bit her lip lightly, hesitated for a moment, and then nodded. Just like that, Ash picked up the other person, came to the living room, set sail. I do not know how long it has been. No. 18 frowned, bit his lips, and hugged Ash tightly. The next day, Ashy got up early, prepare a nutritious breakfast. He had a smile on his face. Who said that no? 18 has infinite stamina and can last infinitely. It was only one night and I couldn't stand it anymore after a while. A slender figure slowly walked down from upstairs. Ash looked over. I saw that no. 18 had recovered well and was not as difficult to walk as I had imagined. Good morning, number 18. Good morning. No. 18 smiled and walked over. You're up so early. Ash smiled and said, I'm used to it. Before, he got up quite early because of school. Come over and have breakfast. Uh-huh. No. 18 sat down slowly with curiosity and looked at the food good to eat. You're such a good cook. No. 18 looked surprised with the corners of his mouth raised. So cute. Ash slowly walked over and gently picked up the other person. Hey? Ash, what are you doing? No. 18 was shocked and asked quickly. Ah. Ash replied. What are you humming? Well, for a long time. Looking at no. 18 who had fallen asleep, Ash smiled. Then he found a white martial arts uniform from the closet. Black belt. After getting dressed, Ash slowly walked out of the apartment. I have some important business to do today. But as he took a step out of the apartment, he felt a presence gradually approaching him. Sun Wukong. Call out. Sun Wukong slowly slowed down. He looked surprised and greeted me from afar. Ash. Watching the other party land, Ash was a little confused. How did you come? Haha, I want to spar with you. Sun Wukong laughed. Yes, but not now. I need to borrow the Dragon Balls. Ash nodded. Just right. He was also planning to go find the other person. Dragon Ball? Is there anything you need urgently? Sun Wukong asked in confusion. Well, I'm going to use the Dragon Balls to remove the bombs left in No. 18 and No. 17's bodies. Ash nodded. Hear the words. Sun Wukong finally understood, then nodded and smiled. Of course, the Dragon Ball is in the Heavenly Temple. Done? He asked with a hint of doubt. Are you married to Android No. 18? Who told you? Ash was stunned. Who sent this? Haha, everyone says so. After all, you beat up so badly for that girl. Sun Wukong laughed. Stop talking nonsense and let's go to the Temple of the Gods. Ash was speechless. Are all Z fighters so boring? And there is Sun Wukong. Why would you pay attention to this kind of thing? It doesn't fit your personality. The two flew towards the Temple of Heaven, chatting casually during the flight. It's time to say it or not. It is indeed easy for people to have a good impression of Sun Wukong. After this chat, Ash and Sun Wukong are now more familiar with each other. P.S. Thank you for the money. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you so much. Fei is always grateful. Bow down. Chapter 10. Accepting Sun Gohan's apprentice. Temple of Heaven. Page 13. Come out, Shenlong, and grant my wish. 7 golden dragon balls are arranged neatly. Sun Wukong waved his hand and shouted. Thus! Exclamation only an ethereal voice was heard. The 7 dragon balls burst out with dazzling golden light, soaring into the sky and shooting straight into the clouds. In the blink of an eye, the originally clear and bright sky turned dark and gloomy. The appearance of the dragon gradually emerged. A shadowy figure was circling in the sky, its red eyes slowly looking towards the temple of heaven. Whatever wish you want to make this time, I can grant you 3 of them. Shenlong's voice was majestic. Look at Sun Wukong, hey hey. Shenlong, I'm not the one making the wish this time. Sun Wukong responded to Shenlong with a smile, then looked at Ash and said, Ash, you go ahead and tell me. Okay. Ash nodded, took a step forward and looked at the dragon and said, Help me remove the explosives from no. 17 and no. 18. Oh and no. 16 too. Number 16 here was not given to Bulma to repair, so I'll mention it in passing. Hear the words. The dragon was silent for a moment and his eyes flashed red. It's a simple wish. So, any other wishes? Ashley and Sun Wukong looked at each other, and Sun Wukong asked, Ashley, do you have any other wishes? Do you want to breathe in space? Ash seemed to have thought of something and said, Breathing of the universe. Sun Wukong was stunned, then fell into deep thought. He actually ignored this thing. Although the Saiyans are extremely powerful, they still have several fatal flaws. The inability to breathe in a vacuum is one of them. After careful consideration, Sun Wukong felt that this ability was very necessary to possess. He's a man with experience and lessons. If I could breathe in the universe back then on Namek, is he going to look for a spaceship? He turned into a super race and ran away with all his strength. After thinking about it, Sun Wukong nodded to Ashley. That's a good suggestion. Subsequently, the two reached a consensus. Make a wish to the dragon. Your wish has come true. So, goodbye, Shenlong said calmly. Then, his figure turned into a flash of light and completely dispersed. 7 dragon balls scattered from the sky and spread to various places on the earth. The sky also became clear again. Ash, this wish is indeed a good one. Next time we encounter an enemy we can't control, we can take them to space to fight. Sun Wukong laughed. Yes, and the speed of Saiyans is only faster than that of spaceships, not slower. If their endurance is good, they can travel across the stars. Ash nodded. Bun Mountain. On a plain behind the mountain, the Sun family father and son and Ash slowly landed. Sun Wukong invited Ash to his home. After a meal, he went to the back mountain to ask Ash for advice. Have a discussion. He also brought his son Gohan along. I want Son Gohan to gain some insights by watching Ash fight with me. Ash, I've almost mastered the full power of Super Saiyan 1 that you mentioned last time you fought Vegeta. I just want to know, are there any new forms above the full power of Super Saiyan 1? For example, a Super Saiyan beyond Super Saiyan 1. It's commonly known as Super Saiyan 2, right? Sun Wukong said with a smile, full of curiosity. You have the answer yourself, don't you? Ash laughed. The other party has already sensed the prototype of Super Saiyan 2. I'm just asking this to get a precise answer. It's true. It seems that my idea is correct. Sun Wukong's eyes lit up. Subsequently, he slowly expressed his original idea. In fact, if you hadn't intervened, I wouldn't have fought Cell. My original plan was to let Gohan deal with Cell, because when I was training in the Spirit Time Chamber, I discovered Gohan's great potential and talent. If he gets angry, he might even surpass Super Saiyan aside. Son Gohan, who was just watching the show, was also startled when he heard about his own affairs, and then he smiled shyly. Indeed, Gohan's potential is terrifying. With a little guidance, he will definitely be as powerful as a Saiyan in the future. Ash nodded. Son Gohan's talent and potential are definitely among the best. If he trains well, Jiren will be the one suffering in the Tournament of Power. Do you think so too? Sun Wukong smiled. That's why I asked him to come with me. First, I want to see your strength, and second, I want you to teach Gohan. Sun Wukong saw that his son had extraordinary talent and must not waste it. Because Sun Gohan had just come out of the spirit time chamber, his bellicosity and fighting spirit had not yet dissipated. It's a good time to practice. As for why Ash was asked to teach Sun Gohan. Very simple. Ash is far superior to himself in the field of martial arts. And he's still a high school student. This way, the two of them will definitely have a lot to talk about, and Kiki will not refuse. Then make up a lie. Wouldn't it be enough to say that Gohan goes to Ash for tutoring every day? As to whether it is literary knowledge or martial arts knowledge, it is not clear. He is only responsible for handing the baby over. I see it. Ash nodded. Gohan can train with me, but I need to become your disciple. Great. Son Goku was delighted, then looked at Son Gohan. Gohan, what do you mean? He respected Gohan's choice and wouldn't blame him if he refused. As long as you are still alive, there will be tall people to hold up the sky if it falls. He did this simply because he didn't want to watch Gohan's martial arts talent go to waste. Hear the words. Son Gohan was stunned, looking at Son Goku and then at Ash. See the expectation in Son Wukong's eyes. Seeing Ash's confidence and strength after a moment of silence, he raised his head firmly and looked at Ash Master. As he said this, he was about to kneel down. That's not necessary. Ash helped the other person up, shook his head and smiled. He was very happy to accept Son Gohan as his apprentice. Talented, strong bloodline, hardworking, polite, good-tempered, sentimental, kind. Chapter 11. Can't find a single bad thing to do. For such a person, there is no need to worry about him betraying you. P.S. Thank you for your money and votes. You readers are awesome. Please give me some money. Great readers. Chapter 11. Must be bullied. Ash. Thank you. Sun Wukong said solemnly. You don't have to be like that. Gohan is very talented. I won't lose anything. Ash laughed. Then, the two chatted for a while. Only then did he begin to practice. There was a huge disparity in strength between the two, and Ash won the victory by crushing the opponent with her numbers without using any skills. Ash explains to Son Goku how to break through to Super Saiyan 2, and the Super Saiyan 3 that he didn't know existed yet. Sun Wukong was extremely shocked when he heard it. Coming in next. It's just unparalleled excitement. Ash, thank you so much. Super 2, Super 3 with these theoretical supports, I can achieve everything in just a few years without any setbacks. Sun Wukong said with an excited look. Ash naturally believed what the other party said. After all, Sun Wukong is always the first person to figure out a new form. His talent in martial arts is definitely not to be underestimated. Well, it's not that complicated. Just keep a few things in mind. 1. Your normal combat power must be high enough. 2. Cultivate each form to full power. 3. Your strength and emotions must be controlled with extreme precision and stability. 4. Your emotions must burst forth, and your anger must reach its peak. Master these 4 tricks, and becoming a level 2 or 3 player is no longer a dream. Ash smiled faintly. Yes. Sun Wukong laughed. Next, Ash imparted a lot of knowledge before starting to go home. Before leaving, Ash looked at Sun Gohan. You don't need to spend too much time practicing. Just come to Zidu to find me every Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Okay, Master. Sun Gohan nodded, taking it seriously. Ash said goodbye to the Sun family again and slowly flew towards home. Back home. As soon as Ash opened the door, she saw a beautiful figure running towards her quickly. Ash, you're back. When no. 18 saw Ash, her pretty face showed surprise and she quickly hugged her. Ash, I have good news for you. No. 18 was in a good mood and said excitedly. Ash touched her hair and said, Don't get excited. Speak slowly. Ash, when I was taking a shower today, I could clearly feel that the explosive device stored in my body disappeared. No, 18 said happily. I know. Okay. You know? No. 18 was stunned. Then, it suddenly dawned on me. The delicate little face looks pitiful. A tear slowly flowed from the corner of her eye, her eyes watery. So it turned out you did it again. This feeling is unprecedented. No. 18 hugged Ash tightly, and his adoring gaze became real. Ash lowered her head. No. 18's cold face now looks pitiful, cute and charming. Cute. Must be bullied well. Ash was a little angry. Subsequently, he ignored No. 18's wishes and picked her up by the waist. Then you must repay me well. What? I just came here this morning. I do not know how long it has been. Ash slowly stood up. My body feels a little heavy. Ash opened his eyes. The environment he was in now seemed very dark. Ash frowned slightly and sat up instinctively. Immediately, Ash stretched out her hands. Swish! In an instant, No. 18 frowned. When No. 18 woke up, the first thing he saw was not the ceiling. 1 year later, January. A year has passed since the horrific Sharu incident. The people on Earth have long recovered from their panic and fear. Back to daily life. This year, it was a very busy year. Because this year, the world's #1 martial arts tournament, which is held only once every 5 years, will be held. Many martial arts masters came here one after another to try to get a piece of the pie. The TV station broadcast it at any time, and the ratings reached 60%. This is the value of the world's #1 martial arts tournament. Western capital. An apartment. A figure came running towards them. Son Gohan slowly fell from the air. After knocking on the door slowly opened. Son Gohan saw the person coming and quickly greeted her, Master's wife. Yeah, Gohan. No. 18 laughed. No. 18 wore a simple white dress, shedding her girlish immaturity, and her every frown and smile was filled with mature charm. She exudes a cool and refreshing aura, just like a noble plum blossom. Yeah, I'm here to see my master. Dad said that the world's #1 martial arts tournament will be held tomorrow on a small island in Nandu. I hope Master won't be absent. Son Gohan laughed. I see. We'll come tomorrow. No. 18 nodded slightly. Yes, excuse me for disturbing you. Master's wife, I have to go to the next house to inform them, so I'll be leaving first. After saying a polite goodbye, Son Gohan stood up and flew away. Returned to the living room. After hearing what No. 18 said, Ash couldn't help but flirt with the other party again. For a year, he found that No. 18 was becoming more and more charming. Ask for bigger. Of course, it's a good thing that he is very strong, otherwise he really wouldn't be able to withstand this. He is still the leader at the moment. Ash sat next to No. 18, feeling the fragrance. Page 15. Do you want to join? Number 18 shook his head. I'm going to cheer you up, so I won't go up. It is good. Ash nodded, then opened his mouth. Seeing this, No. 18 smiled, picked up a sweet fruit from the table and put it into Ash's mouth. Is it delicious? Good to eat. Number 18 smiled slyly. Of course it's delicious. Guess what I put in it? Ash was stunned and many more. This seems to be my line, right? Ash looked up and saw the smug look on No. 18's face. What did you add? Ash played along, feigning a panicked expression. No. 18 saw this expression and became even happier. Let you tease me every day. Ahem, actually no. 18 came closer. She looked at Ash, trying to read the surprise in his eyes. But he miscalculated. Ash was not panicked at all, but was very happy. That's great, that's really nice. It's a memorable experience. Number 18 underestimated the other person's shamelessness, so he said seriously, I really added it. I'm so happy. No. 18 was helpless. You are so mean. Then I'll be the worst. Well, PS, please give me some money. Chapter 12, Extract for Subtemplates. The next day, the sun was shining brightly, and a ray of light came into the house through the glass window. Brought some warmth living room. Ash ate breakfast to replenish his energy. What day? No. 18 used the excuse of helping Ash win the first place in the world's #1 martial arts tournament. He started a friendly martial arts exchange with him. Said it was friendly, but in the process. No. 18, however, has no moral principles and resorts to underhanded tactics. Because number 18 has infinite energy. Even as a Saiyan, he could hardly hold on. In the end, he won the game by transforming into a Super Saiyan. No, this absolutely cannot go on. If this continues, he will definitely be killed by no. 18. By the way, the Gogeta template is estimated to be over 50% complete, right? As if he thought of something, Ash quickly opened the system's personal attribute template. Host, Ash. Combat power, 5 Jing. Bloodline, pure-blooded Saiyan top skills, air dance, Kai control, Kamehameha big explosion, 100x super Kamehameha, dragon thunder, resonance explosion, divine punishment, Kai I, slide punishment, Clo main template, Goja super unlock level, 50% subtemplate. Jebit unlocked since saying goodbye to Sun Wukong a year ago. The template has hardly seen any increase in value. After practicing for so long, I finally broke through the 50% mark. 1 year. Increased from 45% to 50%. This shows how difficult it is to unlock. After asking the system's explanation is, if you want to speed up the unlocking of the main template, you need to access specific events of the character you are bound to. Very simple meaning. What specific events did Goja experience? Don't even think about using it. Of course it's evil thoughts, Broly and the like. It seems that there is still a long way to go to improve the template progress. Ash thought about it. Immediately. Again, I silently recited it in my heart. System, please help me use up all 4 chances to draw templates. I've saved it for so long, it's time to use it. Okay. The system's voice sounded faintly. Subsequently, ding. Host template unlock progress detected at 50%. 4 template draws remaining. Random draw begins bang. Then, immediately afterwards, 4 boxes suddenly fell from the sky in front of Ash. Unboxing. White, red, and gold. Congratulations to the host for winning the Satan template, the Peach Pie Pie template, the Unknown template, and the Kai Shin Shin template. Looking at the 4 characters drawn, Ash's eyes lit up. Not only did I get gold, I also got red. But what are the first 2? Satan, Peach White. But with the idea of finding gold in Ash still said, expand their abilities. Okay. The system responded immediately next moment. Satan. Fighting ability. A single swing of his arm reaches an astonishing value of 137, and he can dodge missiles at full speed. Ability to withstand blows. Can withstand the fatal punches of perfect form Cell and Majin Buu. Superb wisdom and courage. Stay calm when facing powerful enemies with a survival rate of up to 70%. Appeal. After carrying it, you will be extremely charming and can randomly attract the admiration of passers-by. Read it. Ash raised her eyes slightly. Not bad. Especially the appeal next. Tao Beibai, divine finger attack, invisibility, whole wave, tongue-licking attack, air wall. Look what I found. Tongue-licking attack, divine finger attack, invisibility. The corners of Ash's mouth rose slightly. It has miraculous effects in actual combat. Next. Ash looked at the next line. What is this unknown thing? It turned out to be a big hit. It seems that it cannot be underestimated. Unknown, hypnosis, charm hand, kidney strengthening technique, time stop, critical hit, attack speed. What is this? Ash was a little stunned. What can you do for me? Page 16. Although Ash was confused, she had some guesses in her mind. Isn't this the skill of a certain male protagonist in anime? This thing has been done. System, you are truly invincible. Hypnosis. If you look into their eyes for 5 seconds, they will fall into a hypnotic state. Note, after the host has this skill, they can hypnotize the opponent based on their strength. If their strength is lower than the host's, the hypnosis will be capped at 24 hours. If their strength is higher than the host's, it only takes a few seconds to break. Charm hands, your palms will give your enemies an amazing feeling. Kidney strengthening method. Silently recite the formula in your mind to strengthen your kidneys. There is no upper limit. Can be used to restore mana. Time stop. You can stop the opponent by consuming your own energy. Note, the host's energy consumption depends on the opponent's strength. Critical hit increases your critical hit rate by 90%, allowing you to hit the enemy's fatal point every time. Looking at these skills, Ash's eyes lit up. Just looking at these abilities, most people might misuse them. But Ash is different. He found it more practical. If this were in battle, I can't imagine that he would give me a charm hand while fighting. Then you won't explode? Of course, this is not the most precious thing. But time stops. You know, in Dragon Ball, time is an extremely powerful ability. Just by having the flash time power, Hit can become the top killer in the 6th universe. Now that he has this time stop, he will be even more invincible. The system will determine the amount of energy that should be consumed based on the opponent's strength. So time stop probably won't work if you encounter a god of destruction or an angel. His energy was probably drained in an instant. It can be used on enemies of the same level or with a small difference, and it works wonders. As for the last one, Kaioshin, I don't think it will be too bad. After opening the ability board, I saw that it was indeed true. Kaioshin, air dance, Kigong wave, recovery, teleportation top, mind reading, creation, planet creation, life exchange one's own life for someone else's. These abilities are also good and worth using. Especially the recovery and teleportation, they are both top-notch. Better than Tiantian or Jebit's recovery, teleportation allows you to go anywhere without feeling the energy. As for the last life-changing technique, Ash thought she might not be able to use it. If someone else's life is exchanged for my own, that would be acceptable. But you can't exchange your own life for someone else's. My survival is your biggest trump card. System, remove Jebit and replace him with a known. Ash said lightly in her heart. Okay. The system's voice came. Afterwards, Ash clearly felt that she had gained many more abilities. Let's try time stopping first. Ash slowly closed his eyes. Call out. Next moment, I saw an invisible white gas spreading out from his body, and everything around him stopped moving at this moment. Ash opened his eyes. At present, only my own home has been stopped in time. His energy consumption was not great, and he couldn't even feel it being consumed at all. Then let's cover the entire Earth. Immediately, Ash didn't hesitate and released her energy completely. Call out. Just for a moment, the entire Earth was covered in a dark cloud of gas and fell into stillness. At this time, Ash could feel it. The gas has begun to be consumed noticeably. I guess it's because of Sun Wukong and the others, but I can accept it. The consumption isn't particularly high. It can last at least 8 minutes. Ash said slowly. Continue. Ash continued to spread her energy madly outside the Earth's solar system. Small galaxy clusters. At this point, Ash didn't feel any significant consumption. This proves that there is no existence in the galaxy that is stronger than itself. But just when Ash covered the entire northern galaxy with her energy, something unexpected happened. Call out. Ash's morale plummeted instantly. It can only last for a few seconds. A possibility. The Bank of the North is as powerful as itself. Not daring to think too much, Ash quickly cancelled the time stop call. Ash looked slightly surprised. He could understand this if it was in the southern galaxy because there was a Broly there. But this is the Northern Galaxy, man. What a joke. Is there anyone powerful in the Northern Galaxy? Ash looked confused and couldn't figure it out. P.S. Thank you for the money and votes. Exclamation, exclamation, exclamation. Chapter 13. Kaioshen's in Ash. I'm packed and ready to go. The crisp voice of No. 18 came from upstairs. Ash came back to his senses and said, "Okay, I'll wait for you on the first floor." Forget it. Don't think so much anymore. The universe is so big, it is reasonable that there are a few powerful ones. There's no need to worry. It's not like you can't beat them. Ash, let's go. No. 18 slowly walked down from the corner of the stairs. What caught my eye was a pair of firm, round, crystal clear white legs. At this moment, she was wearing a plain black dress, looking noble and cold. No. 18 has very fair skin, and her face looks cool and beautiful without any makeup. Ash walked over and pinched the other person's face. So cute. Stop talking nonsense and get out of here. No. 18 slapped Ash's hand away and rolled his eyes. Southern Capital. A small island. Today is the world's #1 martial arts tournament, which is held every 5 years. Many people from all over the world have come to register for the competition and to watch the event. Countless jets and giant cruise ships rushed here. The place is surrounded by mountains and rivers and has a beautiful environment. The flow of people coming and going proves that this competition is still very popular. Registration entrance for the world's #1 martial arts tournament. Sun Wukong and his group gathered here. I haven't seen you for more than a year and I miss you so much. After reminiscing about the past, Sun Wukong looked around with a puzzled look on his face. Huh? Where are the Ash people? Klin was also confused. Yeah, didn't he say he would come? Page 17. Sun Gohan scratched his head. I don't know, I've informed the master, maybe he hasn't arrived yet. Huh, are you afraid to come? Vegeta folded his arms across his chest and snorted coldly. He also started looking for Ash from the beginning. But they never see each other. He practiced day and night this year, and the hardships he endured were far beyond the comprehension of ordinary people. It was all to avenge the blow that knocked him unconscious by Ash. How can this be possible now that I can't see anyone? Haha, that's good too. With him around, my ranking in the top 5 might be unstable. Flynn was very happy. What do you want the top 5 for? Bulma asked in confusion. Hee, winning the prize money can earn money for milk powder. Krillin touched his non-existent nose and smiled shyly. What? As soon as these words came out, everyone was shocked. Sun Wukong was stunned for a moment, then asked in surprise, Krillin, you have a child? Yeah. Krillin nodded proudly. Who is the child's mother? Bulma was also shocked. It's only been a year, right? The last time we parted, you didn't even have a wife. I haven't seen my baby for a year. Marin. Flynn smiled. Piccolo doesn't understand the feelings of Earthlings, but he has heard of Krillin's feelings. Wasn't Marin his first love? Piccolo asked doubtfully. Didn't you get dumped? Bulma also said, yeah, doesn't that girl like money very much? How can you get it back from her when you have nothing? Yamcha had an indifferent expression and looked at Krillin with a hint of pity. Hey, Klin, even if we're useless, we can't raise someone else's baby, right? As a love guru, he has the most say. Everyone knows that Marin is materialistic and fickle. It is well known that Klin has no money and no face. Plus just 1 year. Well, there is only one answer. Klin is raising someone else's baby. Sun Wukong was shocked. Krillin, are you helping others raise a baby? Listen to what everyone says. Krillin's face turned red and he looked at Yamcha angrily. You're the one raising someone else's baby. I charmed my way back. The child is mine. At this moment, Bulma suddenly realized. Oh tilde, I understand. Last time you asked me to borrow the Dragon Ball radar so you could make a wish to the dragon. That was your purpose, right? As soon as these words came out, Everyone understood. Yamcha smiled and said, "So you get money by making wishes with the dragon balls? Good for you." Bulma shook her head, with a look of regret. "Oh, what a waste. If you need money, come to me. Why waste a dragon ball wish?" Krillin scratched his bald head, looking embarrassed. Sun Wukong smiled and said, "Well, it's just a dragon ball wish. I hope Krillin can find happiness." As soon as these words came out, everyone stopped teasing Krillin and instead smiled and blessed him. At this moment, Son Gohan suddenly looked somewhere and his eyes lit up. Master. And Master's wife. At the registration office of the World's No. 1 martial arts tournament, Ash and No. 18 slowly walked over. Ash smiled and greeted everyone. Sun Wukong couldn't hide his excitement. "Ash, you're finally here. I've become much stronger, and I'm sure I'll surprise you this time." When Vegeta saw Ash, his frown finally relaxed. He stepped forward and said proudly, "Kakarot and Ash, get ready. I'm going to completely defeat you this time. No one can match me." Ash shook her head helplessly and didn't say much. "Just a thought in my mind. You two should defeat Son Gohan first." After registering, the group walked towards the preparation area and encountered two uninvited guests. King of the Gods Shin and his attendant Jebit. When Ash saw the two men, she fell silent. "It seems that Majin Buu has awakened early. Wasn't it agreed to be 6 years later? But it doesn't matter, today is different from the past. Majin Buu can't cause any big waves. Same as the original." After seeing these two funny ones, Piccolo was sweating profusely and having difficulty breathing because he was suppressed by the opponent who was one level higher than him. After the two idiots finished their act, they mysteriously left, leaving everyone confused. "Piccolo, are you okay? Is that man so scary?" Sun Wukong asked in confusion. "Well, that person gives me the feeling of being in a high position." Piccolo looked solemn. "Well, he's just a Kaishin. He can't do anything to you," Ash said calmly. "Kaishin?" Everyone was puzzled. "A god who controls the creation of life in the universe, above the great king and below the god of destruction," Ash said. This statement contains a lot of information. Everyone hasn't digested it yet. But Ash didn't intend to explain. Instead, he said, "Just remember that those two guys are good people, but they are a bit pretentious." As soon as these words came out, only then did everyone relax. As long as they are not enemies. Sun Wukong stepped forward and asked in confusion, "Ash, what is the god of destruction?" Vegeta also looked over quickly. "Where there is creation, there must be destruction. The god of destruction is responsible for destroying the planet and maintaining balance," Ash said slowly. High tilde everyone was shocked. "A planet-destroying god?" Plin looked worried. "Will we be destroyed?" "Of course." Ash, who is familiar with the plot, knows that Beerus will definitely come to Earth. This is a no-brainer. As for whether it will destroy the Earth, it all depends on their abilities. If they can defeat Beerus, then the Earth will naturally be safe. If we can't defeat them, the Earth will be destroyed. Of course, this is a rather extreme idea. In reality, he might have become friends with Beerus. After all, the other party is not a stubborn god. Beerus is very easy to communicate with, and fighting with him makes him feel great. Naturally, the Earth will not be destroyed. But I said this purely to scare them. Speed up your practice. Is the god of destruction very powerful? Vegeta frowned and spoke in a bad tone. "Of course I can't beat him even if I use all my strength," Ash said calmly. "This is real. If you want to defeat Beerus, you need to unlock at least 100% of Gojo. And you may not be able to win. I'm afraid it will fail again." Chapter 14. P.S. Please give me some money and votes. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Exclamation, exclamation, exclamation. Chapter 14. Son Goku vs. Vegeta. Beerus is a patch monster. Ash, who is familiar with the plot of Dragon Ball, knows this. Beerus will upgrade on the spot with the update of the version, and his combat power is like free. Cuckoo is rising. Leave no room for others to survive. Sun Wukong said solemnly, hearing what you said, Ai, we need to increase our training intensity. Still rolling. Vegeta snorted coldly, but was thinking in his heart. When we get back, we have to increase the gravity chamber by 500 times. As long as you can't practice to death, practice to death. Next, it is the 1-year-old ceremony. Sort number. Ash caught no. 10 and faced a huge guy that was 4 meters tall and 3 meters wide. When he saw Ash, he looked excited and thought he had a sure win. He stepped forward and mocked him. Ash shook her head and decided not to bother with fools. And this time, there was a cry of surprise from the side. Ash also walked over to take a look. Son Goku is number 1, Vegeta is number 2, Piccolo is number 3, Krillin is number 5. Okay. The first round is Son Goku vs. Vegeta. The two people who were on the other side felt regretful for a moment. They all want to get Ash. Son Goku laughed and said, Vegeta, I didn't expect to fight you in the first round. Vegeta's mouth curled up slightly. Kakarot, I didn't expect that the first round would be with you. How interesting. Don't let me defeat you in the first round. The results of my training over the past year will allow you to experience the natural talent of a Saiyan prince. Sun Wukong shook his head and smiled. Don't be so confident. Once we fight, you'll know I'm not bad either. Subsequently, the host gave a lot of opening remarks before calling out the two people's names. Signal 2 people to come on stage. The 2 of them walked straight onto the ring without hesitation. After the referee's announcement, the battle officially began. The first to be hit was Sun Wukong. His eyes focused, and he slammed his right foot into the ground, using the force to shoot out. Attack Vegeta. The same is true for Vegeta on the opposite side. Both sides rushed towards each other. Boom! In the blink of an eye, 2 figures collided on the stage. Fist to fist. It's like a needle against a wheat awn. Boom! A semicircular dent was instantly created on the grid-shaped arena beneath his feet, followed by... The two started a new round of hand-to-hand combat. Then, 2 figures flashed back and forth in the sky and collided with each other. Ash, who saw the whole scene, knew it. Son Goku is much stronger than Vegeta. This can be seen from the way Sun Wukong handled Vegeta's fierce attack with ease. Sun Wukong's understanding is deeper, stronger combat power. Slowly, the fight between the two became more and more intense. From the initial mutual testing, it turned into the current Super Saiyan form. Krillin looked serious. Goku and Vegeta are much stronger than they were a year ago. Piccolo nodded, his face turning green with anger. Are all Saiyans like this? Is it so easy to increase their combat power? King Kai-Shin looked shocked. He had underestimated the strength of these people. But, just right. Immediately, Kai-Shin looked at everyone and said, Everyone, no matter what happens later, I hope you can help me. His eyes were focused on Ash. As a king of the worlds, his vision is naturally not bad. He can tell. This person is the leader of this group of people, and he doesn't know the man's strength. Ash nodded. Okay. Thank you very much. Kai-Shin let out a smile and relaxed. And in the arena, the battle between Goku and Vegeta becomes more and more intense. It has begun to transform from Super 1 to Super 2. Sun Wukong laughed and said, I didn't expect that you, Vegeta, have also broken through to Super Saiyan 2. Vegeta snorted coldly. Kakarot, you don't think that's all I am capable of, do you? Sun Wukong narrowed his eyes slightly. Both were taught by Ash. The ideas are surprisingly consistent. Since Super Saiyan 1 has full power, Super Saiyan 2 must have it too, right? And so, Vegeta's mouth curled up, his fists clenched tightly, and veins bulged on his forehead. Shouted angrily, "This is Super Saiyan 2 full power!" Boom! Exclamation, exclamation, as Vegeta roared, a layer of majestic jet-like flames instantly rose from his body. The hair stood up high in an instant. Sizzle, sizzle, countless lightning bolts swirled around him, making crackling sounds. In just a moment, the energy suddenly overwhelmed Sun Wukong. Too strong, as expected of my Vegeta. In the audience, Bulma said excitedly, unable to contain herself aside. Kai Kai snorted, "My Goku hasn't even unleashed his full strength yet." "Oh, who knows?" Bulma waved her hand, her tone nonchalant whispering sound. Kai Kai yelled, "Goku, come on." Bulma followed closely, "Vegeta, come on." Kai Kai glared at Bulma. Bulma glared back. The two of them disliked each other, crossed their arms and rolled their eyes. Oh my, if you ask me, let's not argue at this time. Goku and Vegeta are both very strong at this time, Master Roshi said with a smile. He didn't know when he got in between the two of them and took advantage of them. Smelly old man. The two men looked at each other and hit Master Roshi on the head, one from the left and one from the right. "Look down there." "No," 18 said lightly. "What's wrong?" Kai Kai and Bulma asked in confusion, then followed their gaze then. They saw a shocking scene. All I saw was the arena. Two people with M on their heads appeared, one holding Vegeta and the other holding a drill device. Page 19. Sucking Vegeta hard. See this scene. Bulma felt her eyes go dark. Is this the consequence of too much attention? Why not suck Sun Wukong? And the arena below. King Kaishin controls Vegeta, but it's not stable. Vegeta was struggling. Sun Wukong wanted to go forward to help, but was persuaded by Krillin and others. Krillin yelled, "Goku, let them suck it, you control Vegeta first. I'll explain why to you later." Hear the words. Sun Wukong glanced at Ash, and when he saw her nod, he no longer hesitated. "Vegeta, bear with it for a moment." Vegeta was still struggling, but after seeing Son Goku coming, suddenly I felt relieved. "Kakarot, don't come over here. Since you want to suck, then just smoke enough." Vegeta gritted his teeth, veins bulging, and shouted angrily, "You two clowns who dare not show themselves to others, if you want my energy, then take it all from me." After saying that, Vegeta no longer tried to struggle, but focused on letting the other party absorb his energy. Whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. Just for a moment, the energy-absorbing device began to grow rapidly. The pointer clicked and moved to the limit. But Vegeta didn't stop yet and was still raging wildly. At first, the two brothers were very happy. Come on. The more the better. But slowly, the two found something wrong. Vegeta is really trying his best, and he is willing to overdraw his body just to recharge his energy. The dial has begun to move uncontrollably. "No, I can't suck it anymore, or the energy device will break down," Spobik said with a serious expression. "P.S. Please give me some votes, thank you." Chapter 15. Time stops and instantly kills the Demon King Dapura. Pull it out and go. Yamu looked at Vegeta with a serious look. Hear the words. Spobiki did not hesitate and immediately pulled out the energy extraction device. The two looked at each other. "I dare not stay for a moment. Call out." Suddenly he exploded and flew away. "Vegeta, are you okay?" Sun Wukong hurried forward and helped Vegeta up. At the same time, he took out a Senzu bean and handed it to the other party. "Huh, no need." Vegeta slapped away the Senzu beans handed to him by Son Goku and sneered. Then, he looked at King God Shin with a vicious look. "You better explain to me what's going on, or I'm going to kill you, no matter what kind of god you are." King of the gods Shin shuddered all over. This plague god. Jebet wanted to argue, but was stopped by King Kai Shin. Then he quickly bowed his head and apologized. Vegeta-san, I'm so sorry. This is what happened. He explained the whole story. Vegeta frowned. Babidi, Tisk, don't let me catch you. Everyone, let's go after Spabiki and the others and try to destroy Majin Buu as soon as possible. Kaioshin Shin looked at everyone and said, hear the words. Everyone followed without objection. Ash said hello to No. 18 and quickly followed. King Kai-Shin vividly described the story of Majin Buu. His expression was as solemn as it could be. The description of Majin Buu is extremely terrifying. But the horrified look he imagined did not appear. Except for Krillin, who looked worried. Some of the others were full of fighting spirit, while others looked indifferent. Aren't you scared? Finally, unable to bear it any longer, Kaioshin Shin asked. Sun Wukong laughed and said, why should I be afraid? This is a good opportunity to see how terrifying Majin Buu is, as described by Lord Kai. Vegeta said coldly, how dare they absorb my energy? I'll see if they have the ability to take it. Kaioshin Shin fell silent. Immediately, he looked at the quietest yet most influential person in the group. As a leader of a team, I guess you have a good sense of the overall situation, right? Ash, what do you think? Ash's expression was indifferent. What? Aren't you afraid of the terror of Majin Buu? It would be nice if Majin Buu didn't get scared when he saw me. Ash said calmly. Haha, Master is right. Majin Buu is so brave that he doesn't run away when he sees us. Son Gohan smiled and said in a matter-of-fact tone. What he said sounded very pretentious. But Son Gohan had no intention of showing off at all. He is a good boy. Just tell the truth. Kaioshin Shin was speechless. Okay. There is no normal person in this team. In the end, he was too tired to complain and could only look at Piccolo. Picker, you're their brain trust. What do you think? After hesitating for a moment, Piccolo said, stability is the long-term solution. Finally found a confidant. Unknowingly, a group of people came to a desert. The last remaining breath is here, Kaioshin Shin said. Klin suddenly exclaimed, they are ahead. The words fell. Everyone turned their eyes over. There I saw a strange building protruding from the ground. There were several people standing at the door. No, hide quickly, Kaioshin Shin said hurriedly, trying to hide behind a rock. When everyone heard this, they immediately planned to hide. But I heard Ash say calmly, don't hide, you've already been discovered. Ash stood on the mountain, looking down from afar. What? Discovered? King of the Gods Shin was stunned. Page 20. Everyone stood up and looked over. Only after getting the energy device. Babidi suddenly turned hostile. Recite the mantra silently immediately. Boom. The next moment, Spobik and Yamu exploded and died instantly. Klin's eyes were filled with horror. This guy. Is he so cruel to his own people? Sun Wukong frowned slightly. What a cruel guy. Shin Kaioshin nodded, his face also filled with anger. Babidi has been a demon from the beginning to the end. Piccolo's face turned grim. What should we do? There's no point in hiding here. Let's go down and take a look, Ash said calmly. Then his figure floated forward. See this? Everyone looked at each other. Son Goku and Vegeta looked at each other and hurriedly followed. Seeing this, the rest of the people had no choice but to go ahead below. Dapper lowered his head and said to Babidi, Lord Babidi, it seems I don't need to go look for them. They came here on their own. Babidi was stunned for a moment, then smiled evilly. Oh? It's really interesting. These people are not afraid of death. Well, Dapper, I order you to keep the powerful ones and lure them to the spaceship. As for the others, kill them all. As you command, Master Babidi, Dapper said respectfully. Well, I'm going to go revive Majin Buu. I'll leave this here to you. Then Babidi jumped into the spaceship. Ash slowly fell down. He could have just killed Babidi, but there was no need. Let him resurrect Majin Buu first. It's never too late to die. Let me see, which one should I kill first? Dapper smiled evilly and looked at everyone. Everyone was frightened by what they saw and shivered all over. Let me kill you first. A sudden voice interrupted him. Ash appeared in front of him at some point and looked at him calmly. What? Kill me? Dapper seemed to have heard some funny joke. I am the most powerful king in the demon world. Do you think you can kill me? Ash smiled faintly. There is no point in talking too much. You will be honest when you die. Time to stop. Call out. For an instant, everything around me came to a standstill. It appears grayish in color. The next moment, Ash's palm condensed energy waves and turned them into a sword blade. Swish, swish, swish. Release the time stop. Next moment, countless pieces of debris flew into the sky and Dapper died on the spot. Everyone present was shocked. Incredible. When? Who took action? Sun Wukong looked extremely solemn. He didn't see Ash take action. Just abrupt. Dapper was shattered into pieces. Gogeta frowned as he looked at him. Just as Dabura finished saying those pretentious words, he died suddenly in front of Ash. What is the situation? Klin's lips trembled, his expression terrified. Ash, did you make a move? Ah, it was really Ash who did it. Sun Wukong looked shocked. Then, there is only one possibility. Ash's speed is already fast, they can't keep up. Gogeta frowned, he thought the same thing. It's a speed I can't keep up with at all. They don't think in terms of time at all. Just a unanimous opinion. Ash was so fast that they couldn't see clearly. P.S. Please give me some money. Chapter 16. I accept Majin Buu, a mysterious female voice. Sun Wukong finally couldn't suppress the doubts in his heart. After a moment's hesitation, he asked, Ash, what did you just do? You killed him before he even finished speaking. Piccolo stared at Ash, and after a moment's silence, he expressed his thoughts. The man who just claimed to be the king of the demon realm was actually left behind by Babidi to cover his retreat. He must not be underestimated. I didn't expect that I would be killed by Ash in 1 second. Yeah, how could someone like him be such a good person to stay behind to cover our retreat? And he even calls himself the king of the demon realm. Klin nodded quickly. Gogeta frowned and said, Ash, did you use some special move just now? Gogeta was certain. Ash definitely didn't kill Dabura with her own speed. That's outrageous. The people present were himself and Kakarot. The existence of 2 super-level peaks. Why can't I see Ash's movements clearly? Everyone expressed their thoughts. Without exception the first. They all believed that the Demon King Dapura was definitely not weak, but very strong. After all, he is the king of the demon world and a subordinate of Babidi II. Did Ash use some special trick? For everyone's questions, Ash did not shy away from explaining the time stop. He just wanted to use the time stop in actual combat. I didn't expect such a big reaction from everyone. But after hearing what Ash said, the expressions of the people present became more serious. Shock was written all over everyone's face. What? Krillin looked horrified. Time stop. Is this really something humans can do? I've never had this concept before. King Kai Shin was also confused. I even suspected that I was hallucinating. Time stop. This is something I haven't even heard of. Could it be that King Kai is behind the times? King of the gods Shin once doubted his life. Lord Kaishin, should we be a little more vulgar? Jabit's face turned grim. The humans in the underworld are too scary. I want to go back to the Holy Land. Alright legends, that's it for today. Like, subscribe, and I'll meet you in the next audiobook.